Today's business news, and for that I'm joined on set by Stephen Carroll. Hello.
Hello, Jade.
We're going to start with a look at the markets, which have plunged into the red again.
Yes, that's right. It started on Wall Street on Monday, in fact, when new data on the manufacturing sector from the United States showed that there was a sharp slowdown in manufacturing output in the US in January. That sent the markets into a tailspin. All of the main indices on Wall Street closing down more than 2%. As you can see there, this had followed other figures showing that the drop in new orders had hit a 33-year low, again prompting fears about the state of the world's largest economy. Over in Asia, it's not much a better picture today, actually. The Nikkei in Tokyo down more than 3%. In trading markets in China back in business after the New Year holiday. They're digesting information about the Chinese manufacturing sector, showing that growth there slowed to a 6-month low. Now, this worries about Chinese growth not helping much the sell-off from emerging markets either, which is, of course, being blamed partly on the Federal Reserve in America reining in its monetary stimulus program.
I think the tapering is playing in the international markets because it's making the currencies of the foreign countries, emerging markets, less attractive, primarily because of the rising rates that are likely to be occurring here in the States.
Now, one company whose shares were really hit in that sell-off is the Chinese tech giant Lenovo. Its shares down over 14% in Hong Kong after it was downgraded by 5 different brokerage firms. Analysts say they're expecting the company's profits to take a hit over its purchase of Motorola Mobility from Google. Lenovo, which is the world's largest PC maker, agreed last week to buy the mobile handset division for $2.9 billion.
All right, and another issue that's worrying investors is the US debt ceiling.
Yeah, just when we thought that ugly spectre of the US budget had kind of been removed from these concerns over America's economy, it's back. This time a warning from the US Treasury Secretary Jack Lew that Congress needs to raise America's borrowing limit by the end of the month. Otherwise, he says, the country risks running out of cash to pay its bills. The debt ceiling issue, of course, has been used many times in recent years by politicians to try and advance their own agendas. It's been held hostage, some would say, on some accounts. Jack Lew is hoping that won't happen again this time.
The truth is, the longer we wait, the greater the risks become. Whether it's the economic recovery, the financial markets, or the dependability of Social Security payments and military salaries, these are not things to put at risk.
And an international conference on mining has begun in South Africa, but it might be overshadowed by ongoing protests in the industry.
Exactly, yeah. Hundreds of companies represented at this conference taking place in South Africa. They're discussing the state of their industry, but this after yet another set of industrial action has begun with workers downing tools at platinum mines in a quest for higher wages. Carl Brown has more.
Mining is once again in trouble in South Africa. Thousands of corporate leaders at the largest mining conference in the world nevertheless talked up investment on the African continent in spite of a resurgence of labor unrest.
We produced 2.32 million equivalent platinum refined ounces from our operations, which was a 5% increase year on year. From a 2012 base, which was impacted by the illegal industrial action,
fresh trouble began last month when thousands of South African workers launched a wage strike at the world's 3 top platinum producers. Workers downed tools at Anglo American Platinum, Lonmin, and Impala Platinum, demanding their monthly wages be more than doubled. The strike has hit around 40% of the global platinum supply and raises concerns of a return to the industrial unrest that turned violent in South Africa in 2012. The current walkout is reportedly costing the industry more than $18 million a day in lost revenue. On Monday, Anglo American Platinum, the world's largest platinum producer, warned the strike could force the company to consider resuming job cuts begun in 2013. Other companies have already cut several thousand jobs because of strikes and weakening demand in the past 2 years. A blow to South Africa's high unemployment rate of over 20%.
Right, finally, Stephen, there's a challenge for the US motor industry.
Yeah, that's right. The US government has indicated that it could require car makers to install new technology which allows vehicles to communicate with each other. It's an effort to try and reduce road accidents. The technology allows vehicles to use radio signals to transmit their position and their speed, and that information is communicated between cars to allow them to warn drivers of an incoming incident. Now, US officials say the technology could help to reduce by 80% the number of accidents that don't involve drink driving or mechanical failure by automobiles. Now, car makers aren't likely to be ordered to install the technology until 2017. It's estimated it could add up to $200 to the price of a car. There's going to be stiff competition too to win the contract to install that technology. Some of the names being floated about as contenders: Cisco, Google, Cisco and Tesla, all thought to be in the running for that, what will be a very lucrative contract.
Talking cars, whatever next.
I know.
All right, thanks very much for that wrap up of the day's business news, Stephen Carroll. He will, of course, be back again with another update in